Hello and welcome back to the PLP. Apologies once again for my fluey coffee voice, but as you can see by those fixtures, it was too much of an important day to let slide by without my annoying narration. You see there you've got third up against second, seventh up against fifth, fourth against sixth. You've got an all-cousin clash between Wyman and Bolge, and you've got eighth against first in that initial game with Cheshampton and Dauncey, the league leaders. So a day which could really help to shape what eventually goes on in terms of automatic promotion in the playoffs, and I'm going to watch it along with you. And we're starting in deepest darkest Suffolk, and Mr. Wyman up against his elder cousin Craig Bolge. Said the other day, Bolge didn't even include him really in that sort of playoff rundown a few seconds ago, but it's not beyond the realms. He's got games in hand, got a good win against myself a couple of days ago, a win here again, and he'd be in with a shout. Especially as, like I say, a few of his contenders will be taking points off each other over the next 25 minutes or so. The other rustling you can hear is me wolfing down digestive biscuits, so you'll have to excuse that. Famously, Craig never beats Wyman in any format of any fantasy football, so I'm sure he's not holding his breath, but this would be a good time to start. Florent Malouda getting his reward for some big impacts in recent games. Scored a winner recently. Scored against me at the weekend. What Wyman has done in recent weeks is pull off some sneaky draws against teams that have really nothing to do with him in terms of the league table at the moment. And actually the weird thing I'm noticing straight away, considering Wyman's outrageous fixture deluge, it's actually the tractor Bolge that have all the fitness concerns going into the second half. Bergkamp looks on his last legs, Di Maria not much better. So all that rotation and use of youth players from Van Gaal seems to be paying off, with that Europa League venture still strong. I can almost predict Craig's reaction to this game. It felt inevitable. I've known them both long enough to know how this would end. In terms of the league, I think Dan's primary role now is of spoiler. We'll be inevitably playing quite a few of us between now and the end of the season at third week of April. Can Craig rescue a point? Better than nothing. Oh, what's a save from Given? It's well worked. Keeper's up, immediately runs back. And that could be the end of Craig's playoff dreams. As slim as they might have been. say up to a few weeks ago this would have been impossible to call. Louis would have had the better form going into it, but Dan would have had home advantage. But you can see at that league table now, Dan Gregory is the man in form in this league. His momentum and Louis' games in hand probably make them, both of these two, sorry, the leading contenders to the current top three in those automatic places. Harry Kane even was afforded a rest the other day, and they still picked up 3 points. Back in the team sheet today. If Dan can win here, he'll certainly be looking towards his old mate Lawrence. If he can turn this round and win here, he'll be looking to his good friend Lawrence to beat Matt Warrington later. That would be the perfect set of results for him, but quarter of the game in, he's got to focus on this win first. This would be a huge win for Louis. He's been in patchy form, in part brought about by complete exhaustion, I'd have thought. He's finally given Aguero a rest this time. Edin Dzeko coming in and doing the business. Could be two. Oh, what a finish. I haven't had it confirmed, but I'm going to guess that Pep was leading contender for Manager of the Month. It looks like he's collected his trophy and sacked off today's game. Definitely didn't predict this before kickoff. Rashford's reward for that great goal, immediately being hauled off. And Di Matteo's reward for coming on the pitch, almost to get on the score sheet, offside. Aguero even coming off the pitch for the last 10 minutes. He hasn't even got full fitness stepping onto the pitch. Surely enough to make an impact in the final 10. Especially now against 10 men. It's too little too late, you'd have thought. And now it's not 10v10. Injuries galore. Most importantly, a massive 3 points for the Sky Lews. I was going through the sort of league positionings who were up against each other at the start of this. It completely passed me by that I was one of those league positionings. Never an enjoyable experience watching myself on this. but as you can see, it is slightly relevant at the top of the table. My loss to the Tractor Bolge not really doing much in terms of harming those playoff possibilities. The Red Whall seemingly unstoppable actually, alongside Danielsea, be the other team to beat right now. Just gone from strength to strength after their Carabao Cup win. Definitely not a team I'd fancy playing right now. Especially with so many injuries in my team. See if I can talk up a Bruno Fernandes injury for him as well. I'll take that. And without Pepe Reina, Des Walker and Jonathan Woodgate, the heart of my back line. Loving the idea of getting Ben Arthur and St Maximin on the team at the same time though. Not so keen on the Steve Howie Lewis Hall centre half partnership, mind you. Oy, oy, oy. So Bobby is persisting with Karine ahead of Cernacek. I think it is much for muchness, to be honest. But neither are doing me many favours. Casemiro's just going to score a hat-trick of screamers apparently in this game. One from 30 yards, attempts an overhead kick. Do with this highlight being over, it's never good. If it's gone on this long, there's going to be a goal. And we know which way they're going. Surely I've got another centre back in there that means I don't have to play Lewis Hall. I love Lewis Hall. I don't think he's a centre back. I'm not entirely sure Dimitri Karine's a goalkeeper, but stay tuned. Forgot to put his arms on today. Losing the home games against the likes of the Tractor Bulge, I can take home losses between now and the end of the season are pretty much going to finish any playoff chances off, I'd have thought. Got Owen and Ferdinand. You've got half an hour to save me. Oh, there he is. Shades of France 98 against Argentina. Don't remember him doing that too often though. He's everywhere. Go on, Mike. Lewis Miley's changed this game. He's offside. Suppose I'll take a draw. Don't have much choice. Right, can Warringham stop self-imploding? The last two games have been slightly ridiculous. Erling Haaland got himself sent off, had to play Milan Baros, who scored in the next game. Then Winston Reid got himself 2 yellow cards in 25 minutes and ruined that game as well. Ended up losing 2-1 at home to Sheffield Wednesday B, which is probably the biggest shock of the season. He's in theory gone from the easiest game of the year to one of the hardest. Poor Milan Baros, who did score last game as Haaland's deputy, has been dropped for Dean Ashton. Lawrence, meanwhile, won't enjoy that. Had a few drinks with him last night, and he's still not convinced. The life of being a Spurs fan, apparently, still not convinced that the title or even promotion is secured. And I suppose with incidents like that, you can understand why. We're actually talking about Michael Dawson and how he never plays. Maybe that's why. Even if he does lose here today, he's got a lot of credit in the bank, and he's got a lot of bail on the pitch. What a hit. Also talking about how Isak hasn't been as good as he thought. Actually dropped today. Freddie Canute, who missed a barrel of chances the other week in his second consecutive draw. Oh no, it was a win over Brighton B, apologies. Had 2 draws before that. But yeah, Canute came on and should have settled the game on numerous occasions. But he seems to be the chosen one, ahead of the likes of Mido or Peter Crouch, which might win him a contract extension in the summer cull. Lawrence has got to get rid of 9 players at least. Michael Dawson might have put his hand up and volunteered as tribute for that one after that first half performance. Ooh, is that another red card? He's gone again. 3 games in a row he's gone down to 10 men. The self-destruct button hasn't just been hit, it's been battered. Lawrence would have taken a away draw before the game. Surely an opportunity to go on and win this now. Another person hoping for that is Louis Williams, after his win already. Some drop points here for Warringham, gives him another shot at automatic. It's just a 2 points drop, but still. Jurgen Klopp's all-action football seems to be being miscommunicated at the moment, where people think that it means take people's legs away. See red, early shower, ruin everything. And for the first time in quite a while, we're actually seeing our league leaders. I keep talking about Lawrence as if he's already winning the league, and that's because he has got so many games in hand, but it's Dauncey's Devils that are plodding along, refusing to relinquish the stranglehold they do have. Knowing that Hart Chamberlain have dropped a couple of points, he could extend his league lead to 5 points here, if, it's a big if, not many tougher places to go than Cheshampton, who have playoff if not promotion ambitions of their own. Narrowly lost out in the playoff final last year. And were quite quiet for large parts of this season, but then had a real spurt around January, February, got themselves back in the mix. I don't think many teams would want to play them in a playoff situation. After this game, we've got 2 more games just to go through in terms of the scores. Then we'll take a look at that League 2 table and what these games have done for it. I think a bit like Hart Chamberlain in the previous game. Sure, Son would be happy for his Dauncey Devils to come away with a point here. This will be up there with one of the toughest fixtures he'll have between now and the end of the season. Centre-back partnership of William Saliba and Ledley King. Just how formidable that would have been back in the day. If those two could have ever partnered each other. It's been this man on the ball that's given them the edge in recent weeks. Sean Wright-Phillips has popped up with so many goals. He says that he immediately gets hauled off at the mere mentioning of him. This looks ominous. Salah, 19th goal of the season. Gotta say it's deserved. Been on top for large parts of the game. Graham Nassau losing his man for the first time. Unlike Mo Salah to not look up. No interest in passing to Rooney. Just wheels away. Nassau immediately punished by being dragged off the pitch. Robinho, much more of a giver, so I've heard, than Mo Salah. no massive disaster for Dauncey. I think he's still very much in the ascendancy, even with that bloated number of matches played. Like I say, this wouldn't have been one he'd earmarked as a definite 3 points by any means. But it does make things interesting in terms of Cheshampton and their assault on automatic promotion still in the mix. Quick look at those other two scores. Nice easy win for Bustin Villa, who might just be doing a little bit too little too late, I should say. But you never know. I think the other game was, here we go. Good win for Danielsea Cow as they try and get some momentum in the build up to their FA Cup semi-final. Arsened unfortunately don't really have too much to play for now between here and the end of the season. The other important thing for Calver is staying injury free. Like I say, the FA Cup very much his focus now. That's all done for the table. It's Cheshampton I'm looking out for. So they've gone into 7th and have actually played more games than I thought they had. So if you look down from Warringham up to about myself, realistically, there are chances. Bustin Villa have still got 6 games. Then you look at Jazz the Rovers in a similar position, and then maybe Leeds United as well. So I'd say anyone in the top 11. But then again, if you included Leeds United, then the Tractor Bolge have a game in hand. Let's go to the top 12. Anyone in the top half still have a chance of promotion as far as I'm concerned. And Zig, why not? 13. It's a much nicer number. So yeah, 13 teams still within reaching distance of promotion in theory. Hart Chamberlain, even though it was only a draw, I'd say we're big winners today. Dauncey's Devils losing, Warringham not gaining any ground. The Red Whall dropping a couple of points to myself. And Danielsea finally losing a game, which seemed impossible for a little while. So that's where I'm going to leave you for now. We've actually got a 2-day break for the last time this season. And then I'm back on Saturday with League 2 action again, as well as some FA Trophy semi-finals and a bit of an NLP action as well. So enjoy the silence. It's not going to last long.